Privacy and drones are an intertwined set of topics, and when people ask, how far can a drone see? Sometimes they want to know, can a drone see me? Can a drone pick me out in a crowd? Can it recognize me? For example, I was on Lord Howe Island flying my drone, and a friend of mine who was there was like, oh, I saw a drone and I was going to have a wee in the bushes, but I didn't want it to see me. So how true is it that a drone can kind of pick you up and not only sort of identify you, but also see that it's you that is weeing in the bushes? So what I did is I looked at the science and I found out that there are three kind of categories that drone imagery can kind of fall into. The first one is recognition. That is a distance at which the drone is able to pick out you as a person, identify you, look at the clothes you're wearing, see the logos, and also like read the license plate of a car. The second classification is classification actually, so the same word. And what it means is that the drone won't be able to pick out that it's you, but it'll be able to pick out that it's a person, probably be able to pick out the gender, it will probably be able to pick out the clothes that you are wearing, and that's about it. The final and least sort of like useful type of drone video for identification purposes is known as detection, and that is where the drone can see you, but it can only pick out that it's a person. It can't really pick out any other sort of defining details about you, and if it's a car, it just says, okay, well that is a car, and that's probably about as much information as it gets, and then beyond that it just gets less and less useful. And obviously a drone can see all the way to the horizon, but depending on how close you are to the drone sort of determines whether or not you're in the recognition, the classification, or the detection limits. And I think you'll be surprised about how close you really have to get to a drone so that it can recognize you as an individual. I've got the graphs and the tables. Let's take a look at them now. This video is based on an article on droneflyingpro.com, so go check it out. I'll put a link in the description, and there I've got the tables, the graphs, the full explanations of each of these three classifications and how it relates to drones with different types of sensors and resolutions on their cameras. I've done all of the science, all of the calculations, so you can really understand how far a drone can see and what it can see at various distances depending on the hardware it is carrying. Go check it out. It is super valuable. The most important metric for what drones can see at a given distance is called the number of pixels per foot. It's well known in the security camera world, but essentially when you're looking at a scene, how many pixels cover a certain sort of like footage, and that will tell you if you fall into three categories, that is recognition, classification, and detection. And so to be recognized, you need a pixels per foot of greater than 60 pixels per foot in your image. Classification is around 40 pixels per foot, and then detection is about 20 pixels per foot and lower. So that is really the most important metric when deciding what a drone camera can actually see. And I've done and created a table and a graph to explain exactly how those match up with the resolutions of cameras. Okay, so let's have a look at the numbers that I came up with the calculations that I was able to perform. Essentially, I was able to take different camera resolutions all the way from 720p to 8K and look at the distance you can get away from that type of camera while still being recognized, classified, or even just being detected. And this is what I ended up with. So here is the table, and what you can see is that at 720, you can only be recognized at about 5 foot. Anything beyond that, you quickly get down to classification and detection limits. But for let's have a look, a 4K camera, you can be recognized up to about 50 foot away from the drone, and then at about 100 foot, it starts to get into classification, and then from 150 foot onwards, it's just detection. And as the quality of the camera and the number of pixels it is able to capture increases, that quickly increases. Now, to give you an idea of how quickly the decline is, I also put it on a graph, and this is what the graph looks like. The graph quickly shows that you go from recognition distance to classification distance to detection distance in like an exponential fashion. So it means that you have to be pretty close to the drone in order to be recognized as an individual. Yes, it's incredibly close. So it means that if you're worried about a drone sort of seeing you or being able to identify you, really, the drone has to get a little bit closer than you really think. If you can hear it, if you can see it, if it is within about 100 feet of you, it probably is on the limits of detection and identification. And then anything beyond that, the detection limits are very low, and it probably won't even be able to pick you out of a crowded scene. And it certainly will only be able to identify you as a person and not as like you as an individual, won't be able to recognize you. So let's take a look at these three classifications in more detail and the limits at which different types of cameras can recognize, detect, and identify. Recognition footage is the highest quality type of footage, and this is over about 60 pixels per foot. Now, to put that into proper real distances for you, here is a table that has all of the camera resolutions and the distance that a recognition distance is at. And remember, this is where it is able to pick you out and identify you as a person, such as your facial features. But the most important thing is that about 1080, we can see that the distance is about 25 foot. Now that means that a drone has to be pretty close to you to be able to pick you out. And even at 8K, to be able to really identify you as a person, the drone has to get within about 100 foot of your current location. So drones have to get incredibly close to you as an individual to be able to recognize you. And I think that should give people that are a little bit worried about being identified by a drone a little bit of peace of mind. The classification distance is about 40 pixels per foot in terms of the image, and to put that into perspective, here is the table, and you can see that about 1080 camera resolution, that is about 75 foot, and then up to 8K, that is 200 foot away from you. So this means that at about somewhere between 75 and 150 for an average camera, drone camera that's on the market, like a consumer level drone. That means that they'll be able to pick you out, your drone, your clothes colors. They'll be able to see the car, but they won't necessarily be able to identify you as an individual or be able to read the license plate of a car. They certainly will be able to see it as a car, and they'll probably be able to make out the make and model as well. So that is the classification distance. The last and least useful type of classification of drone footage is detection, and this is below about 20 pixels per foot. And here is what the table looks like. And you can see that at 1080p, we're getting about 100 foot away. And then at about 8K, it is about 400 feet. That is where, it's able to pick out that it's a person, but no other details, probably not even the gender. And then for a car, it's just like, that's a car because of the way it moves and it's like outline. That is all it can tell you. So that is surprisingly sort of close to not be able to see anything. So hopefully once again, that gives the people that are concerned about drones and privacy a little bit of peace of mind that they're not able just to kind of zoom in. But there are some things that really impact these distances, and let's talk about them now. Okay, there are 4 real things that kind of determine these distances and can shift them about a little bit, not just down to kind of the resolution of the camera. The first thing is the camera resolution. Like, it's very easy to increase the number of pixels per foot by increasing the resolution of the camera. Now, a lot of drones come with a fixed camera, which means you cannot change it by snapping it on, but some have got interchangeable cameras, and that can be hard to work out exactly what sort of drone camera you're dealing with. But certainly the resolution is a direct correlation with the pixels per foot, and therefore the recognition, classification, and detection limits. The second thing that can change it is optical zoom. Now, a lot of cameras these days are starting to use zoom, but making sure that it's not digital zoom. Digital zoom doesn't change the size of the sensor, but optical zoom just allows you to zoom in on a certain area and have that image projected on the same number of pixels, which can increase the number of pixels per foot that you can, increase the number of pixels per foot that you can see. So if a drone has optical zoom, these numbers and distances can be kind of like moved a fair bit. Field of view is another very important thing. So if your drone has a very narrow field of view, that is a larger number of pixels per foot. But if it has a much larger field of view, then obviously the number of pixels per foot goes down, and therefore the sort of recognition distance quickly kind of decays into classification and detection limits. So yes, if you're using a very narrow field of view, that is better than a larger field of view, because then you're diluting the number of pixels over a certain area, and so the field of view can easily change these classification limits for a drone. And the last thing that I think really makes an important difference is the amount of light that gets into the camera. Now, I've calculated this also for nighttime distances. And so if there is less light getting into the camera, it just makes it harder to do all sorts of things, let alone work out who you are, if you're a person, and what you're doing. So yes, whether or not it's day or night, or the amount of light getting into the camera can easily dictate these distances and sort of determine what a drone camera can actually see. So there we have it. There's everything you need to know about what a drone camera can see in terms of its distance from the drone and the resolution of the camera, and the other factors that can play into whether or not it can detect you as a person, just as a human, and then just as like a blob on the horizon. So I hope that was useful. Go check out the article, because I do go into a lot of detail about this, and I lay it out for all of the different classifications. And if this video is useful to you, please remember to give it a thumbs up. I shall see you in the next video.